Hi there, thanks for checking out this episode of What's Happening at Effenberger Vineyards, where we make effing good wine. Well, I got a lot to cover in this episode. We've got animal news, that's coming up in just a bit, but right now I am in the vineyard collecting samples of grapes so that we can determine when we're going to harvest. We need to check out the maturity of the grapes, the sugar levels in the grapes, and generally just get a good feel for when exactly is the perfect time to pick. So let's do that right now. Well, what I consider to be the ultimate way of testing grapes is to pick some berries off of some clusters and just chew them. As you can see, these seeds are starting to turn brown, but they still have just a little bit of green in them, and the pulp is pretty much clear. So they're getting close, but because of that green, and from what I'm detecting, not enough sugar, these berries are probably a couple weeks, maybe a month away from being harvested. One other thing I'm going to do is I've picked some berries off of these plants, and I'm going to go ahead and crush these up so that we can check for the Brix level, which is the sugar level in the berries, and that'll also give us an indication of when these are going to get picked. I got to take some berries here, toss them in this little mortise and pestle contraption that I have here, and squish them up so that I can get some juice that's representative of the crop and figure out where the sugar levels are at this point in time. So now that I've got this pretty much all homogenized, I'm going to go ahead and use this eyedropper to try and get just a little bit of juice, being careful not to pull up any of the pulp. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the viewing plate of this refractometer. So I just go ahead and lay out some juice like this. Then we go ahead and we put this door down over the top of it with no air bubbles. And now we can go ahead and read what the Brix is. The refractometer is like a periscope. Light hits the grape juice through a prism, which is reflected onto a scale that displays Brix, or the sugar content, when you look into it. So according to this, we've got our Brix level at 23 on our Sangiovese, which means in probably another couple weeks we're going to be picking this. But before I get picking grapes, I need to bottle to make room in our barrels for more wine. I piggyback on another winery's bottle order to save on shipping. The truck drops the pallets of bottles off at Highland Valley Vineyards, where I pick up the glass destined for Effenberger Vineyards. The Highland Valley area is really beautiful, and there's a bunch of small artisanal wineries there to check out. And they're only about 15 minutes away from Escondido. So stop by Highland Valley Vineyards sometime and tell Ray and Janine I sent you, and they'll promptly kick you out. Well, it's time for today's animal segment, and I must warn you, there was a crime committed, maybe even murder. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. It was an ordinary morning. I was harvesting gophers and feeding them to the raptors when I came across a blood trail. And it was a very long blood trail. Like really long. Like crazy long. Anyway, I followed the splatters until the trail led to the vineyard. I couldn't find a body, but I did have the animal camera set up, so the perpetrator was most definitely on video. Could the killer have been the rabbit, acting very suspicious? Or maybe the raccoon, looks like he's washing DNA off his paws. Or this coyote, he's finishing his drink before he hears something and takes off in the direction of the crime scene. You be the judge. Was it the rabbit, the raccoon, or this shady character? Well, is it really any contest? I didn't think so. Never ceases to amaze me the interaction between the vineyard and the wildlife that inhabits our area. Well, that brings us to today's featured wine, which happens to be our 2024 Dry Creek Merlot. The grapes from this come from Sonoma, and it makes a wonderful wine. Well, Merlot got totally slandered from the movie Sideways, but here at Effenberger Vineyards, we're big fans of Merlot, a grape that arguably makes some of the best wines in the world. I'm looking at you, Bordeaux. Oh, Merlot, I love you. Let me count the ways. Lots of blackberry, a little bit of spice, a little kind of, just a slight bit of pepper. Oh, is it delicious. Go great with any kind of protein dish, cheese, pasta would work well, or just, by itself, just for the heck of it. Our 2024 Merlot is now available, and you can get it off of our web store. That is effenbergervineyards.com. Go there. We processed your credit card. Everything is done very securely, and you can buy your wine there. We ship everywhere except Utah, or you can come by the winery and pick it up and maybe do a tasting. That's effenbergervineyards.com. Well, I got to get back to work. I'm going to start bottling this afternoon to make room for the 2026 harvest, which, by the way, I think is going to be good. I think we're going to make some good wine in 2026, as long as we don't have some weird-ass hurricane event like Hurricane Hillary. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of What's Happening at Effenberger Vineyards, where we make effing good wine. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.